Hi, I'm Jennifer, the traveling publisher. Thanks for finding my channel again today. I'm here at the intersection of publishing and RVing. Today, I'll be talking to you about a cautionary tale, red flags to watch out for if you're Googling looking for a publisher. Please stick around to the end though, where I'll share my top tips in top tip time. If you like this content, please consider liking and subscribing. So first, I have props today. We're going to talk about red flags. Are you in the market for a publisher? If so, please give me a yes or a no in the comments. I'd love to know. Certainly, you have Google. You can find publishers. We're everywhere. For friendly neighborhood publishers like me, all the way through the big boys in the fancy buildings in New York. So when you are Googling and looking for a publisher, you're going to find a lot of options, dizzying amount of choices, and a wide range. How on earth will you know if this is a good, reputable publisher or a not so reputable publisher? I wish I could tell you that everyone in my industry was honorable and worked with integrity and had your best interests at heart to preserve and protect and grow your hard-earned money from your special, unique idea. But sadly, that is not true. Like any industry, publishing has its bad apples. And I'm here though to share red flags. So here are some of the red flags if you're looking for a publisher. These are red flags to watch out for. Number one, if their website doesn't actually have any books on it. Feels like a no-brainer, right? But you'd be surprised. So if you're on a publisher's website and you're looking and scrolling and probably there's only one homepage and there's no books that they've done, it's not a good sign. Instead, you want to look for a publisher that has a robust list of books. It could be a niche. Perhaps they only do nonfiction books. Perhaps they only do poetry. And so you want to find a publisher who works in your niche. But you want to see a nice, solid track record of books, a wide range produced over time. Next red flag. Promises to make you a best-selling author. If you see on a publisher's website, guaranteed, we will get you #1 on Amazon, or we promise to make you a best-selling author, really be skeptical. These people don't have a crystal ball. They can't guarantee you're going to be a best-selling author. And honestly, like so many things in life, there's so many variables that even the top publishing houses with generations of experience and ridiculous amounts of funds, they can't guarantee they're going to make you a best-selling author. Some tiny little publishing company you found on the internet should not be promising. So instead, look for someone that gives reasonable expectations of things that they can control. For example, a publisher who says, we produce top quality books. Or a publisher who says, we adhere to our deadlines and schedules. You know, these are things that they can show you a track record of that success. They can probably give you connections and contacts of referrals who will testify to that. And that would make you feel good, not empty promises of making you a bestseller. Another red flag, tiny advances. Even today, the brass ring is still often a traditional publishing deal, which is what you see on TV, what you hear about. I know the bigger publishing houses that pay you in advance. Well, a lot of publishers are becoming a little bit sneaky Pete's, and they'll pay you in advance, but it's going to be like $100. And so you wonder, is it really a traditional publisher, or are they just paying me the tiniest possible advance so they can say they pay advances and check that box? Another red flag to watch out for is a company that asks for the full payment up front. So you might have heard a term called vanity presses. That was something we heard a long time ago, 10 years ago in the publishing industry, about a company that was not very ethical. All they wanted was your money. They probably weren't going to do a whole lot to fix your book. They were going to publish it so that you could say you did a book. So a company that's only interested in your money and wants that entire budget up front is not a good sign. It's not necessarily a bad sign anymore to pay to publish. Lots of publishers, that's their model. That's my business model. I call myself an independent publisher. You might hear the term custom publisher, service publisher. And we work much like many other professions. You want a book, you hire us, we produce a top quality book, you get 100% of the profits. So not a problem to pay for publishing, but it's a red flag if they want every penny of that up front before they've done any work for you. My company, for example, which is called Bright Communications, in real life you can find us at brightcommunications.net. We divide our budgets in thirds, a third at signing, a third when we give you something, the edited file, the last third when we give you something else, the designed book. But we can spread that into many more payments if you wish. We really want to help authors. We want to bring your dream to life. So look for a publisher that has a logical, reasonable installment payment plan. Next red flag, you can't find any of their books on Amazon. So perhaps you're looking at a publisher's website and you see all these gorgeous book titles and you think, holy cow, those are impressive titles. In fact, I'd like to read those books. In fact, I have read that book, or I have seen that book, or that book was made into a movie. That's gonna maybe make you start to wonder, why is this relatively obscure publisher saying that they published this best-selling book? So do yourself a favor. This is super easy. Take note of the book title and the author. Go to Amazon. Look it up. Do you see the book? Well, that's good. It exists. If you don't see the book, that's a bad sign. If the book exists, now scroll down to the specs or specifications. That's where you're going to find the publisher's name. If that publisher's name does not match the publisher on the website you're looking into, that is a very bad sign, especially if it says another publisher's name that you're familiar with. Now, if it says a person's name or what logically sounds like a person's business, investigate a little further, because perhaps that publishing company you're checking into is calling themselves a self-publishing assist company. So that means they're helping people publish, but under your name or your brand name. So that's not necessarily a deal breaker, but it is cause for a little bit more careful scrutiny on your part. What you want to see is you want to see books on that publisher's website. When you make note of the titles and authors and go to Amazon, you want the book to come up. It is a real live book. And then when you scroll down, the name of the publisher of record should match that company you're looking for. Another easy thing to check is search Amazon for the publisher's name, perhaps in quotation marks. So for example, you could do Bright Communications. You should see a couple hundred books coming up. And you're like, yep, makes sense. That's, again, deep credibility. The authors are working with this publisher. This publisher is publishing actual books. They're actually here. It's a good litmus test. Another red flag, too good to be true pricing. I'm sure you've heard the expression, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If you're being given a price that's completely out of line with other things you've researched, maybe wonder, what are they doing or not doing for this price? See if you can get an itemized list of what this publisher is doing for you, along with lists from other publishers you're considering, and try to align them as best you can. It's hard, they're all different, but you can do certain things like, this publisher is editing my book, this publisher is not. This publisher is giving me an ISBN, oh, this publisher is too. So try to align things and see what makes sense. If you're seeing a price that is very, very, very low and they're promising you a lot, are there strings attached? You're not understanding that they're keeping some of your profits. Are they not legit? Do they not know what they're doing? So these are all questions. You're looking for a publisher who falls A, within your budget, so a good match for you, but B, within the range of normal amounts that you're paying to publish a book, which I would say for a small book could be anywhere in the $3,000 to $4,000 range. For a health fiction good size book is going to be $10,000 on up probably. If you're seeing something really outside of that, question it. Last but not least, our last red flag is fake testimonials. No kidding. I have seen this. If you go to a publisher's website, a lot of times, like at the bottom of the homepage, you're going to see testimonials from authors, and that's lovely, right? It's so cool to read those and to see that, wow, wow, real life people, real life authors who once was where I sit and dreaming of publishing their book, actually worked with this company. This company helped bring their book to life, and now they say nice things, and that's really lovely. But what if those testimonies are fake? So take a few minutes, get the author's name, go to Amazon, search for the author, look for the author's books, and then scroll down and check out who the publisher was. Did the publisher you're investigating, did they publish something with this author? Did they truly have a relationship? If not, there's definitely cause for concern, because this is someone who's not being honest with you. If they do, however, then that's a great sign. And also, don't forget, you're well within your right to ask for more. Ask, hey, I'd really love to see some testimonies by authors in my genre. Can you put me in touch with someone who I might be able to speak with a little bit? A reputable publisher would be super proud and excited to connect you with their other authors and to help you on your book dream. And that's why I'm here. I am here to help you on your dream to becoming an author, and also on your dream to becoming an RVer. So thanks for hanging until the end. It is top tip time. So today's top publishing tip is share your dream with people. A lot of times authors will hide this secret deep inside themselves, that they yearn to publish a book, that they have an idea, that they've even written one. I've known authors who carry notebooks around in their bags for decades because they're just afraid. They don't want to tell anyone. They don't want to share it. Well, I believe that you need support and you need encouragement. And so think of the people in your life who are your biggest cheerleaders and share. Tell them you have this cool idea and you're thinking about publishing it, and maybe ask for their thoughts. Maybe they'd even like to read a little bit of your book. One thing I caution, if you have a family member who is a critic, kind of like a curmudgeon, please, for the love of God, do not share your idea with them. Not at this point. Your idea is fragile and delicate and close to your heart. You don't want someone to step on it and crush it. No. Don't tell those people your idea. Share it with the positive people in your life, the people who are going to support you and cheer you on and who want to see you succeed. Now, our top RVing tip for today is, you're going to laugh. Even if you don't have an RV yet, like me, this is my pilot, Joy, it's a good idea to start establishing a very good habit for RVing. As you can imagine, RVs are not known for good gas mileage, so you are going to want to do everything you can to get the best gas mileage you can. And one way to do that is to drive the speed limit, especially like in that 55, 60 range. And so I'm trying my best. I'm always in a hurry for everything, and I can have a lead foot at times, but I'm really trying to establish good habits now of driving my pilot at the speed limit, for goodness sakes, for safety reasons, but also for fuel mileage. And these are habits that I want to establish now. As I drive towards my goal of owning an RV, I'll be that much better. Well, thank you, friends, so much for joining me. I would be so deeply grateful if you take a moment and please leave me a comment. Please let me know, have you ever heard a story of an unethical publisher? Yes or no? Again, where you are on your journey with RVing. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your comments. And please consider liking and subscribing. And please join me again here at the intersection of publishing and RVing. Thanks, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.